Hi everyone, it's me Giovanni, and now, about my last video, I have seen many theories, and sometimes I just get tired of it. Some of the theories that people make are some of the stupidest, like, they seriously don't know which year some of the FNAF games take place in, like, what they're even talking about, or what they already know. Like, I seriously don't know what's wrong with some people. Like, it's blowing my mind. It's making my brain melt every single time I hear something like this. If FNAF was really about theorizing these things, then honestly, what was the point of making FNAF, the FNAF series, um, game franchise in the first place? I mean, if Scott would have just ended with 1 to 4, then that would have been just fine. And you know what? If it still would have been about Michael Afton regardless, then that's totally fine. But no, Sister Location came in and kind of ruined everything, but made things even better. I mean, it changed the formula for FNAF, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was mostly positive. But then Steelwool took over when Scott decided to retire, kind of, or at least end the series at that. And, well, that became a whole other, something. Sometimes I considered the Steelwool era of FNAF to be its own separate canon. And yeah, that might be the case, but, it isn't, unfortunately. So we're stuck with something that, we're now in this thing involving a future FNAF game involving an abyss. Presumably taking place after Ruin, but I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I wish Scott Coffin would just confirm some things already. I mean, some things have been talked about before, but Scott is Scott, and sometimes it's almost like he doesn't seem to care about his own series that he made. I mean, he's an unreliable narrator, yes, but at the same time, it is rather exhausting, frustrating, and I get it, but at the same time, I'm just trying to deal with it as much as possible. It's absolutely conflicting. Like, I understand that FNAF theories are mostly made for fun, and they're not really solved, but at the same time, some of them are absolutely unnecessary to begin with. Like, I don't know if anyone is joking or not. It's so bad. It's so bad. And I just wish it would just be over. Really. I mean, I do agree with some theories on being more simpler and realistic. Like, for example, Michael Afton being abused by William, and Michael Afton having the FNAF 4 nightmares, not from an experiment room, because even though that room physically does exist, due to Sister Location. Thanks, SL. You know, yeah. like I said, if Scott Coffin would have just ended FNAF at 1 to 4, that would have been fine. If it was still about Michael Afton regardless, or just someone named Mike in general who was like the protagonist for most of the FNAF games, then that would have been fine. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay, about William Afton. William Afton was just born evil. William Afton was just born evil. He was absolutely narcissistic, psychopathic, and a downright monster. He's insane. He said he had his own children, but he didn't care about them. They were just part of his image. The image of a picture-perfect family man. A family businessman. An egotistical, smart, charismatic businessman. And just seeing an analysis video about William Afton, William Afton was just born evil. I mean, I see it as William Afton, William Afton killed children because they were easier to control. They're easier for things to be possessed. And that William Afton, even though he had children of his own, he didn't care about them. And William Afton probably killed children for his own desires of control, but also due to his own child dying, even though he didn't care about it. I would still say he still would have punished children regardless. I mean, the FNAF VHS tapes confirm in a way about William Afton's motives. He killed children because they reminded him of Michael, and if they were like Michael, then they deserved it, in his eyes. And that would make sense. That would actually make sense, but yeah, and for Fazbear Entertainment, he and Henry were the co-founders. However, FNAF has been around since the 60s, or maybe the late 60s, I don't know, but basically, it's still unknown how they even started business in the first place. Like, I like to imagine that William Afton, as a businessman, he was the smart one behind the whole operation. He was the one with the most control, and even though Henry made the drugs, and maybe even with Edwin's helps, William was in control of the most of the entire thing of Fazbear Entertainment. And his control influenced the rest of Fazbear Entertainment to be as sucking, draining, a manipulative parasite just as much as he is. And there was also a theory about FNAF 2 save the minigame, and how I can actually see, because the the place looks decrepit in the minigame, and it's unknown why it's decrepit. Maybe to be a bit more creepy, but I like to think that the DCI didn't actually happen because it's never mentioned again. I mean, if William Afton still killed children, still killed other children other than the MCI, then that's completely fine. I mean, Scott Coffin literally confirmed himself that William Afton killed like 80 people. 80. Like, damn. That's a lot. I mean, not a whole lot, but still a lot. And actually, you know what? Yeah, due to how the minigames are in Fnaf 2, I like to think that they're not actually what happened. They're just part of like the point of view of an animatronic and how they're basically haunted. I mean, it's very similar to FNAF 3, where you have these minigames that aren't actually happening in real time, that are just part of the haunting of the children possessed in the animatronics. Yeah. So realistically, the puppet did get possessed. Charlie did possess the puppet, but it was due to a different scenario in the first place. She was killed at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Well, there was a party going on. And 2 years later, in 1985, Charlie was killed in 1983. In 1985, the missing children incident happened. And after William Afton stuffed the animatronics in the animatronics, stuffed the children in the animatronics, the puppet, possessed by Charlie, makes the animatronics possessed. And let's just say there's an unknown time where this happens, but basically before or maybe even after, before FNAF 2, the puppet guides Wifford Freddy to like save the children even though they can't. Because William Afton is out there to destroy them. Anyway, that's all for this weird video. I hope you enjoyed it or not. That's fine. Please stay safe, stay at home, stay away from protests, segregated areas, what makes you uncomfortable in the outside world. Don't forget to smile, be positive, be thankful that you're still alive and happy, and live your life the way you want to. Live your life normally, and see you in the next video.